Imagine being trapped on the top floor of a burning building. The flames are everywhere and the building is beginning to collapse around you. Pieces of the ceiling are slamming down and narrowly missing you. You're in a complete panic and you're trying to find a way out of the building to save yourself. But everyone around you is acting like nothing is happening. They're sitting around reading books, drinking their coffee with their friends. Are they insane? Can't they see what's happening? You try to explain to them that they need to get out now, but they just laugh at you. You're really overreacting. Yeah, you need to calm down, they say. Welcome to the world of having anxiety. Social anxiety is classified as the extreme fear of being scrutinized and judged by others in social or performance situations. Social anxiety is one of many types of anxiety disorders. Specifically, social anxiety is a feeling of discomfort, fear, or worry that is centered on our interactions with other people. While it often happens during the social exchange itself, it may also pop up in anticipation of a social occasion or afterwards when the interaction is reviewed. Everyone can relate to the feeling of anxiousness before giving a presentation, but those with social anxiety disorder experience an intense fear of being scrutinized and negatively evaluated by others in social or performance situations. Some literally feel sick from fear in seemingly non-threatening situations. The disorder is often selective. Some people may have an intense fear of talking to a salesperson or giving a speech, but they may be comfortable in other similar settings. Other people may become anxious during routine activities, such as starting a conversation with a stranger or person in authority, participating in meetings or classes, or dating and attending parties, which I don't do. I may not be the only person suffering from social anxiety disorder, but I'm part of the 12% that do. In my case, I get anxiety from even the simplest of situations. It's one thing for me to become anxious from walking into a classroom or a store, but what's even worse is that I even get these feelings while I'm around my closest friends, and even with my family. Even thinking about social situations can send me into a panic attack, which is why I miss a lot of class. Some symptoms of social anxiety disorder include intense, persistent fear of being watched and humiliated by others. This fear takes the form of dread and avoidance, and often leads to excessive self-consciousness. Overwhelming anxiety upon entering a feared social environment. These social situations can be general or specific, and range from eating and drinking with others to public speaking to simply standing around other people. Understanding the fear to be unreasonable and excessive. Recognizing the fear is unreasonable is not enough, however, to help the individual overcome his or her anxiety. Some physical symptoms include blushing, profuse sweating, trembling, nausea, or other abdominal distress, rapid heartbeat, shortness of breath, dizziness or lightheadedness, headaches, and feelings of detachment and loss of self-control. Some expectations in public speaking class. In general, the most common grading rubrics for a public speaking class include speaking clearly with appropriate vocabulary and information, using tone, speed, and volume as tools, and demonstrating complexity of vocabulary and thought. This means that in order to get the best grade possible, ideally the presenter must include vocabulary that engages the listeners, a steady tone, speed, and volume. The speaker is also expected to maintain eye contact. So why is public speaking difficult for someone with social anxiety disorder? When it comes to classroom participation, there may be little or none from a student with social anxiety. In groups, the person with social phobia may not voice their opinion, even if they feel strongly about something. Some people with social anxiety disorder do very poorly academically, and some may even drop out of school if the anxiety is too much to bear. To quote Susan Cain, author of Quiet, public speaking anxiety may be primal and quintessentially human, not limited to those of us with a high reactive nervous system. One theory, based on the writings of sociobiologist E.O. Wilson, holds that when our ancestors lived on the savannah, being watched intently meant only one thing: a wild animal was stalking us. And when we think we're about to be eaten, do we stand tall and hold forth confidently? No, we run. In other words, hundreds of thousands of years of evolution urge us to get the hell off the stage, where we can mistake the gaze of the spectator for the glint of a predator's eyes. Yet the audience expects not only that we will stay put, but that we'll act relaxed and assured. This conflict between biology and protocol is one reason that speech making can be so fraught. It's also why exhortations to imagine the audience in the nude don't help nervous speakers. Naked lions are just as dangerous as elegantly dressed ones. So I ask you then, why cause these students even more anxiety by making public speaking mandatory? It's already hard enough for them to come to school.